If you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that I founded a school back in 2015, and I started the school as a way to meet the needs of my firstborn child, who was 5 at the time. Gone through a lot of different changes. We started out for the first 5.5 years, like right up from 2015 to 2020, we were a regular brick and mortar school. COVID took us online. And unlike other schools that hurried back into the building after the doors reopened for schools, many of the parents of the school decided that they wanted to continue to have their kids at home. I think a lot of it had to do with the school shootings and just fear. And I think parents liked being able to see exactly what was going on in the classroom, because many parents at this time were working from home. And they were able to see what's going on in the classroom. We had the teachers know what was going on. Even as parents went back into work, they liked the school because our teachers are very communicative. Everything that we teach is posted online in Google Classroom. Parents were able to really have more of a hands-on experience with their kids' educational journey. And I think a lot of parents liked homeschooling, even though we were doing most of the teaching and record keeping and educating. They were teaching too. They were helping with assignments. They were talking more with teachers. They were just more involved. But I want to say, I try to be really careful on how I promote the school, because we're not seeking to become a huge institution. We average most times 30 students a year in the school. 30 is our sweet spot. It is not a school for everyone. And there's a lot of reasons why. And I'm just going to kind of run down a list of things, because our community is very close-knit. Children get a lot of one-on-one attention. It is a very personal, close-knit community. They will be a part of a community, and there will be a strong relationship between the home and the parent. So here are some things that may not work for you. We are a Christian school, proudly so. The kids get some type of Bible every single day. And all of our teachers are Christian, so it is woven throughout the school day. However, if you're looking for a Christian school that makes people who are not Christian feel inferior or unwelcomed, this is not the school for you. We are a school that is heavily inspired by the Sudbury model, which means we believe in our children having a lot of freedom during the day to play, even if they're older, to think, to work on hobbies, and to do things they enjoy, and to just figure out who they are. If you don't want your child to have a lot of freedom to figure out who they are, and you want to kind of micromanage every single part of their life, we are not the school for you. We are a school that is also inspired by classical education. And that means we read Shakespeare, we learn Latin and Greek. We're going to be introducing Hebrew this year. We read white literature. We also read Black literature and Native literature and Asian literature and Eastern literature. And if you don't like the classical or Western canon, we are not the school for you. If you don't want your child to classical canon is in conversation with Black literature, Asian literature, Indian literature, all types of literature around the world, where you're looking at classical learning through a very diverse lens, we're not the school for you. We are a school that celebrates diversity. That means every month we devote just a little bit of time to just really learn about other cultures, ethnicities, even religions. And we make sure the kids have that exposure all throughout the year. If you are a family that only wants to center Black stories, we're not the school for you. If you are a family that only wants to center white stories, we are not the school for you. And if you're white supremacist, we're definitely not the school for you. We do not have classes on Friday because we want kids to go hiking and to just have a full day of just being free. If you get a little bit of anxiety when your child has too much time to just be free, not bother anybody, they're just maybe playing a video game, watching TV, listening to music, and just being, and you get anxious and feel like he's not doing anything, we got to make him do something, we're not the school for you. And we've been doing this for 10 years, and we have proven that if you are just patient with the process, because God has made all human beings to want to think and learn and find purpose, you just have to wait for it. And we have proven that when children do that and parents support that, they are not disappointed. But if you're not willing to go through that process, we're not the school for you. If you are a parent that doesn't believe that children should have a voice in major decisions, run your household like a dictatorship, where kids are not asked their opinions or given the right to vote on different decisions, we're not the school for you. If you are a family that wants to be very autonomous, meaning you just want to let your child get through their work and then don't want to be bothered, don't really want to have a conversation with teachers, don't want to come to community events where you're relating to other families, you just worried about your child getting their education and want to be completely left alone. And the interesting thing is, you would think in all this talk about community, I'm talking about doing this in the physical world, but we work really hard to build a vibrant, connected community online. Parents get together to pray together. We have a big meeting once a month called The Village, where parents, teachers, students, staff, and anyone who wants to support our school process, we come together to pray, do praise and worship, hear a word of scripture from my husband, and then talk about school matters, vote on things that are of concern. And there's no us against them. We're just constantly in conversation, trying to work together for our children, but we do it all online. If that type of community and closeness and cooperative fellowship is not of interest to you, we are not the school for you. We're not the school for you. Our school only works in community. And what that means is we are constantly doing the messy work of learning about one another, loving one another, communicating with one another, and connecting with one another. And if you're a parent that doesn't want to go through that process of building relationships with one another, that sometimes can get messy, sometimes we'll get on each other's nerves, but instead of choosing to distance yourself from that sense of community, but joining in this process of loving one another unconditionally and doing the work of building those types of agape love relationships, if you don't want to go through that process, we are not the school for you. And all these things may sound wonderful to you, but truth be told, over these 10 years, we have found a lot of people don't like these characteristics. We are looking for families that want to join this community of learning, freedom, and love.